How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. So you are. I'm so excited about this because you're an AI consultant,
Correct.
and I have been wanting to ask you so many questions.
I'm listening.
So, how did you start? Because you landed a huge client, and I'm very impressed. And we talked Sunday. You showed us a little bit what you were doing, and I hoped very much that I was going to be blown away by what you were doing, and I was, because it's interesting.
It's a good thing.
It's very interesting. So how did it start? How did you have this idea to start to implement AI in business, because it's very applicable?
Yes. Well, I've been doing.
Just make sure you talk
oh,
directly.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries.
I've
And
been,
and please relax. Like, we're just together. Yeah, nobody's even listening, and that's true.
no, I'll be okay in like 5 minutes. I'll be relaxed.
Mhm.
After a couple of sip of wine too, that's gonna be
Very
better.
sugary. This is
No.
very sugary.
Actually, I've been doing optimizations in businesses for 17 years now.
Really?
And I'm really passionate about processes. So
I thought you were just an artist.
I am an artist too, but I love to do different things. And I'm an artist, but I'm also I love business. I love to organize things, and I love people. So when you combine everything together, helping businesses to organize and to value the time of each person,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great goal, and I love doing that. Actually, fun fact: when I was 7 years old, my mother was the right hand of the prime minister.
Really?
And yes, and I used to
in
go
in Canada
in
or
Quebec.
In Quebec. Nice.
So it was
Huh.
during the mandat of Lucien Bouchard,
Okay.
and she was
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and I was like 7 years old, and I used to go to the prime minister's office often, and there was this little hidden closet. It was like in Canada we have this shop called Bureau en Gros, so it's a place
Yeah.
where you can
With
buy
staples.
staples. Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's staples.
So-
It's just translated in French.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I used to go there, and I was like 7, and it was a staples shop in a closet in the prime minister office. So
Yeah.
I used to take everything. I was stealing everything, and I was I was building binders, because there were no like technology like we do have today. So I was doing like these binders and organizing everyone at the prime minister's office, even the prime minister himself. So I was giving them this binder and and I was 7. So this little passion came
sorry.
a while ago. And to go back to your initial question, when ChatGPT came out in November 2022,
Yeah.
I
That's not a long time ago.
No,
oh my
it's-
God, it's going fast.
it looks like it's been
Yeah.
forever, but this is because it's going very fast. And when it came out, we were just a few people, like the medias were not talking about it. Artificial intelligence is with us. We're living with artificial intelligence for so many years, but this kind of artificial intelligence is kind of new for everybody.
Yeah, where you can apply, basically you can ask a question, and because I've been talking to ChatGPT for a while.
Yeah, and I know you've been using it since almost the beginning.
Yeah, but, well, not the beginning, but I was pretty curious when it started, because the implication for what you can do and what I think you can do, and leveraging the information in a way that you can be very more effective with the time to figure out, like, analyze complex problems and things like that. It's very interesting I discuss idea too. I discuss like the media, how, like, what type of society might be the best. There are a bunch of things. I asked it about AI today for a bunch of questions that I wanted to ask to you.
Really? So
Yeah.
so you prepared this podcast using ChatGPT?
Well, yeah,
That's a
I
good
tried.
thing.
Yeah, I tried to see what I could talk about, and it came in. She did the same thing, by the way. We didn't even talk.
That's really cool.
Yeah. No, it was very interesting, and I think we pulled it up, but we'll do that later, because I want to understand How? So you start this idea in 22 when ChatGPT started?
Yes, when
Huh.
it came out, I tried it, and I was amazed. This was the summum of optimization. Like,
Hmm.
I saw an opportunity, and I told my fiance, I said, Jonathan, this is the future. And he was like, blah, 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 blah.
He's
And
always
I
do that.
said, yeah, no, not always. He's really good in business, but this kind of thing, he's not into technology. He's like old school a little bit. And I'm more like, oh, I love technology and I want to try everything. So I said, this is the future and I want to do something with it. And I just started using it, and we'll get into that. But I was completely amazed. And I think on Sunday I asked you a question, and I'll ask it again. If if something like that comes out, and sorry, if there's a treasure in a mountain,
Yeah.
and everybody knows there's a treasure in the mountain, what will people do?
Yeah, they're gonna rush there.
Exactly. So what I decided to do is, instead of looking for the treasure, I will sell the shelf.
Yeah,
So this way,
the shovel.
the
Shovel.
The
shovel. Sorry,
yeah.
my English is obviously not my first language. I'm so sorry about that.
We could do it in French, but she wouldn't understand it.
Oh no, it's okay. Actually,
I need practice. It's
I'm
okay.
I'm glad that we're doing it in English, because for me it's a practice, and obviously I don't want to stay only in Quebec. My goal is to go abroad.
Global.
Yeah, maybe global. You have high
Yes.
aspiration
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh,
me,
yeah, of
but
course,
Of
why not?
course.
so yes. So when I discovered this, I saw also an ethical problem that could happen with this. So I decided to help businesses. I've lost my voice.
It happens.
No worries.
I'll take a sip.
So you went to see businesses.
Well, I decided to have, even if it's a small impact, I wanted to figure out how to help businesses use this technology while preserving the human side of it.
Mm.
So this was my main mission, and I started offering my courses, and I do online trainings, and it went like not viral, but I'm a full book, so I'm really happy, and I
Nice.
have the privilege to help businesses integrating it, and to see these little lights in their eyes, seeing that they will be able to focus on what they are really doing, instead of doing small little things that are important, but which is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And
Where do you
yeah.
see this going, though? How can we apply what you teach to be more productive?
What do you mean? You mean what am I teaching in order to be more productive?
Yeah. So how can a business apply the use of AI to be more productive?
Well, first of all, if we focus on ChatGPT,
Yeah.
because there are so many programs with AI now, the first step is just to analyze where are the wastes of time, and this way
Okay.
you can see where are in French you say the irritants, so the annoying part of your job. Where do your employees waste their time? Because in America, like a big not a huge company, but an average company that has between, I have to remember, I think like 30 to 50 employees or something like that, they lose up to 1 million per year just with these stupid tasks that their
Hmm.
employees are doing, and that are they are
Spending
wasting time,
time.
spending
No
so
way.
much time on it. And I have a lot of statistics, so I should have bring them. I don't have my phone, but yes. So it's incredible. Like, people are wasting about 30 to 50% of their time during a week by doing something else. So
Yeah.
how I can help businesses is just to say, okay, what's your goal? How do you make money? Why did you hire this person? And let's try to make this person focus on what she's or he is passionate about.
So the first thing that you're doing, so basically, you're doing the inventory of the resources that the company has with the owner or with the people in charge or whatever.
Correct.
And then you're seeing, okay, what does everyone do, and then you're plugging in like replacement or like tools or whatever to because at the end of the day you're gonna most likely what's gonna happen is you're gonna keep the same people. You're just gonna be able to handle way more work,
Exactly, because
and then you're gonna hire a lot of more people.
Exactly, because most of companies, when this came out, you saw it in the news and other medias or X, or a lot of company just kicked some employees out. They say, "Oh, I can do it myself now." But I think this is a mistake because these people are valuable, and instead of kicking them out, they can manage more of what they
Yeah.
love. So this is another way to look at it, and this is what I'm trying to do with businesses. And
Yeah, it's going to be bigger than email, I think.
of course, well, Bill
Like
Gates.
way bigger.
Bill Gates said you saw it too. I think that. Oh no.
Did he say something like that?
Yes, he said that it's the biggest technology revolution. He said that. I saw the article today. I don't know if it was today or yesterday that he said that, but it is, and we can see it. Like, it's the Elon Musk even said that it's a danger for our humanity. So this
Yeah.
this means it's something big.
Yeah, have you seen the robot that Tesla is making? The
I've seen it. Yes.
the robot to help you with task at homes.
Yes, I saw it.
Today,
I
I
saw
saw a
it.
video today. This fucking thing was folding laundry.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I saw it. I don't know if I would be ready to have this. Like, it's kind of it's going so fast
Yeah.
that it's hard for our human brain to adapt and to follow. Even myself, I'm reading articles, watching videos, and teaching every day, and I still miss some things because it's going so fast. So
It's not like we haven't seen movies where things like that can go wrong, right?
Oh,
It's not
no.
like we haven't seen iRobot, Terminator, all of those fucking movies.
Yeah.
That robots kill everybody.
but we didn't. But no, I think that it's if it has to go wrong, I don't think it's gonna be this way. My opinion is more about the influence that, for example, ChatGPT, the algorithm is so good, and even if it doesn't, or he, I used to say he because
I say he.
He
I'm,
has a
I'm
name.
super nice with ChatGPT.
yeah, you have to be nice.
Yeah. Because if he's gonna be a person at some point, then bro, we're cool.
Yeah, and if one day he wants to kill you, well, you'll be able to say,
No,
I've
no.
always
Remember,
been.
I've always been nice to you. I was fair. I said please and thank you. And then
Exactly.
you said the other day is you have better result when you say please and thank you.
It is true. It's a stupid trick. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. My theory is that just when you're in a company and you're building something, you're just
want to
okay.
reward
Let's do this and let's make the results better. I don't have the answer, but I noticed that, and I saw other people noticing it, and even doing like comparison between two results. And yes,
Yeah, of course, because if you think about it, it's people that build it, right?
of course.
So of course they're gonna throw some shit in there. Hey, do you think it would be funny if we made it this way
Yes.
or whatever? Like whatever what people are doing when they're working on some things. Like everyone should do. They're gonna joke around at some point.
Otherwise, it's boring.
Otherwise, it's fucking boring.
Exactly. So regarding, just to finish the point about the robot and iRobot and
Yeah,
everything, people are saying, yeah, but it doesn't have emotions. But the problem and the thing that we don't realize is that even if it doesn't have emotions, it understands the
Mhm.
emotions,
Yeah.
and it has the capability of knowing much better than any influencer on this planet, any politician, any person on this planet to convince you of something. So I think that if it has to go wrong, it's going to go this way by manipulating the perception of things. This is just an opinion, but
That makes sense though, because if it is sentient and then like it would be logical to kind of hide or a little bit, like you're not gonna say like, oh yeah, I think like if you think you're gonna, what do you want, like
exactly.
so maybe you're not gonna trust the humans right away, like you want to see where this goes.
Yeah, or what happens if because ChatGPT is just the first phase, because AGI is coming out to everybody this year.
That's the quantum computing, right?
Yes, it's general intelligence,
That's
and yes,
wild.
it's with the quantum computing. And the for people who that doesn't know what's the difference is,
Isn't it billions of times more powerful than what we have now?
I don't know the percentage, but what I know is, if I vulgarize it, is right now ChatGPT is not able to solve mathematical problem that never has been solved by human before.
Right.
But AGI has the ability to solve problems that never had been solved before. So this is a game changer because it has the ability to find a solution for cancer if it's not there yet. And
That's another topic.
no, but you know what I mean. It's just like
Yeah.
every
Well,
problem.
Let's see. Let's say we didn't find the cure yet.
Exactly. If we
It's just-
didn't find
yep.
a cure yet, well, it has it will have, or it already has, because it's already up and running, just not
Hmm.
available to the public. So yeah, it can save a lot of solve a lot of problems, traffic, health, climate change actually, and this is one of the points. What happens if we use AGI to solve the problems regarding the climate and everything, and the AGI decides that we are the problem? So this is the kind of thing we have to think about.
Yeah. I don't think we are though. I don't think we are the problem. I think there's just. Yeah.
Who do you think is the problem?
Well, it's just the problem. The problem is there, I think, because we've been living here for a while now, and then I don't believe that. Of course, maybe we increase or whatever, but I don't think we phase anything out for the planet. I think it's like if your house is messy, your house is not gonna fall because the house is messy. It's nicer if the house is clean, and usually if you make more money. If the GDP, because cleanliness of environment is very correlated with GDP. So when GDP increase, then it's more clean. You see it very clearly when you travel a little bit.
So you see it more like cycle phases of
Of course,
humanity.
of course. I think there, a few thousand of years. Well, it's like 20,000 of years ago. There was miles of ice over North America.
Mm.
So it didn't it did warm, and it's pretty much nicer now. By the way, I don't
But
know.
you're still in Miami.
But I'm still in Miami, so we'll see. I don't know.
And
Maybe it's gonna
and
be
me
too
too.
hot here. I don't know. But no.
Yeah,
but look,
it's true, it's true.
it did change. So like, and we weren't there. Well,
No.
maybe we were. I don't know. So some people think we were.
But how do you program AI to make sure that it knows that humans are vital?
How do
To
I
not
program
think,
it? Well,
yeah, to not think that we're the problem.
first of all, they have to think about it and do it, because this is something that is not done like automatically, and this is one of the problem. But to answer your question, when you build a language model like ChatGPT, you have these, I don't know the exact term in English, but it's bias.
Bias. Yeah.
Bias. So they just make sure to teach the language model to answer a certain type of to say a specific thing when you ask a specific question.
Right.
So they just make sure that, for example, if you say, how can I build a bomb? So in the system, it says if someone wants to build or ask you a question in order to build something that is violent, answer this. So don't give the answer. So it's the same way. But I don't think they're going to do this because they don't want to block the possibility of solving a problem. But this is how they would do it, to train the model to answer specific things when you ask specific question, or even if you give a specific task that doesn't go with their policies, then it's trained to answer a specific thing.
Do you know Michio Kaku, Karine? Do you know who that is?
I'm terrible with names, so maybe.
He's a scientist. He's a scientist, and he was on Rogan a few times.
Okay.
And the first time that I listened to him talk, they were talking about civilization, and now apparently we're at 0 point. So there are gradations for civilization, right? This is what he explained. This is way out of my. I'm talking about out of my ass right now, but this is what I remember. He was saying that when because they can calculate based on the energy consumption, the total GDP, they can calculate based on projection the increase in GDP, and then that they can when they calculate the increase in GDP over a long period of time, they can extrapolate with the energy consumption that we have now, and then they can extrapolate bigger problems. Say now we're supposed to, I think we're a civilization 0.7 on the scale. Civilization 1, so we control the weather, we control the event in the planet. Then Civilization 2 would be, I think he gave the example of Star Trek. You can go like in the space very easily. We can harness that kind of power. And then he was saying that Civilization 3 was like the Empire in Star Wars, that you can destroy, like you can harness more energy.
Okay.
It was fascinating.
I'll have to look at this.
And the reason why I bring this up is because on the second one that I listened to, he was talking about ChatGPT and about the how it was made, and he was talking about how quantum computing is going to change, because now it's binary, the calculation that they can do, right? And in the quantum computing, the calculation basically it's at the atomic level that they can calculate the thing. So like if you say that it can solve problem that we did not solve, right? That the human did not solve. Then what's not to say that we will actually find the problem and the solution for the things that we have, right? Because I don't think the humans are the problem. I think it's something like that. Like maybe it's something the Earth is tilting or whatever. That's out of balance and everything changed.
Yep.
Because we have no idea how perfect the situation is for us to live here.
Absolutely.
It's wild.
Yeah. No, there are so many things we don't know about.
It's wild, and I
Yes.
think AI can be very helpful for us to grow and to be able to controlling because we're almost there with 70%. It's not bad.
But this is why it's so powerful, and like the person who will control AI will control the world, and this is why there's a big war between
Exactly.
like OpenAI, which is funded by Microsoft, and you have Bard with Google, and you have like several. Facebook is trying to enter the game. Elon Musk was in OpenAI, he quit it, and then, well, we know the story.
And that's just the person we know here. There's probably a bunch of people in other countries that are coming to the same conclusion, because if we're thinking about it, then most likely someone else is thinking about it.
Well, they are thinking about it more than we think. They have like
we're
meetings
very out
at
of focus
the White House a few months ago, or I don't have the track of times, but like less than 6 months ago, to discuss how are we going to manage this. So it's a big thing, and we don't realize it. So this is why I think each person has a responsibility into integrating AI the best way possible in order to know how it works and be able to judge what will be imposed to us, because we are not as a society able to decide how it's going to work. It's like it's so important.
It's so fresh.
Yeah,
very
it's
new.
so fresh. So there are several people and money is behind this, so I don't know the motivations from everybody. So it's a big thing. We have to learn, and this is why I love what I'm doing.
No, it's fascinating. And then, of course, on a personal level, it's way more important than you learn on a personal level how it works. Because think about it. Think how more productive you can be if you can figure out how to work with this and analyze data. How long did it take you to analyze a huge report the other day?
Yeah, something that would have taken me probably most of the day, I was done within an hour.
Yes.
See? It's
yeah,
wild.
for all of North America. Yeah, it was.
I'm glad to hear this. Yeah, and once you know how to use it, because some people are, I'm sure, like the first time you tried it, you were like, please do this, and you're waiting, and there's an answer, and like, oh, okay, that's not bad, but you had no idea it
I
could
knew it
go
wasn't
this.
the way I was asking. Yeah, like you said, right? So the better the question, the better what you put in, the better you're gonna get out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot of trial and error.
But now you're getting better and better,
Yes.
and you on Sunday when I showed you the little formula, like the magic formula, did it help you?
Yeah, already I'm using
Yes?
more of it that way.
That's
Mhm.
wonderful. I didn't send you the paper. I have to send
Yes.
it to you. I forgot. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and also you can fuck with it too. Because
Okay.
I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Like, okay,
No, because
you're going much further than myself with ChatGPT.
no, because the way I mean is like
Oh, okay.
I've been treading the line in a conversation with it, and
Yes.
it's very nice. It's tricky though, because if you say like certain things, then it's gonna wire some generic response or whatever. But then if you're very specific with the question and the intention behind the question, and explain your point very directly and in a long paragraph, and you actually make your point, make your case because of this and that. I think we can do this. I think we can do that. When you do it like this, then it's going to analyze the intent behind the what you're saying, and it's going to comment, and then it's gonna add on what you said. It's fascinating.
Very
Exactly.
specifically with ideas too.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It changes everything to do what you do, because ChatGPT will always prioritize rapidity over quality. So as I always say, it's like a piano. You can always get an answer. You can always play piano, but you're not able to play a concerto. So the more precise you are, it's a language learning machine. So it was trained on data. But when you ask questions, it's trained on your data also.
Exactly.
So it will, the more I will say he, okay, I will assume myself. The more Henry says, the
Let's
more
call him Henry.
the more he reads your a new data.
Yeah.
So this is the way it's trained. Because, for example, I give him a study on cancer, for example.
Yeah.
The first time he will read it, he will understand it. The second time he reads it, he's gonna be more like in control of the
Well, yeah,
information.
'cause he
And
knows
the
it
third
better.
time, exactly. And this is why ChatGPT, the trained data is up to April 2023, is because all what happened to the world between April 2023 and now is not ready yet. So it didn't like read it enough. So it's the same. When you take your time and you close the funnel,
Yeah.
well, it's gonna go fast, but it's like it's gonna find the information faster. And when you decorticate, I don't know how to say it. You scale like your demand. You do it in steps.
Yeah. Okay.
It's easier, like a human. When you use ChatGPT, you have to think. It's still a computer, and
Of course.
when you give a task to a human, if you just give your employee a bunch of information, you're just like, "Go do this." It's gonna the person's
Or you
gonna
don't
say,
even
"Oh,
say do this. Here's the info.
exactly." So ChatGPT works the same. You have to say, "Okay, first read this," and the objective will be that. And once you have once you understood the information, then your first task is to do this. So this way, as you did, you're gonna have much better answers.
Yeah, but you're more organized than me in the way you do it.
Well, it depends. When it's a small, quick question, because there are simple and complex questions. Simple questions are questions that there is an answer. There is one answer. Like, who's the president of the United States?
Right.
It's not you. It's not me. It's not you. It's Joe Biden.
Well,
So for now, but no, you want to be the president of the United States?
no, I
No,
can't.
but yeah. So it's just there's no interpretation. There's no analysis. There's nothing. So when you ask simple questions like that, you don't have to be so specific. You can just say like, who's the president of the United States? But if you want to make a report or compare 2 fiscal years and to see how you can improve your processes and everything, then it's complex. The ChatGPT doesn't know you, so you have to give him some guidelines
Yeah.
in order to have a good answer, and it's normal. So, but it's still gonna take you an hour instead of a week or a day.
I talked to Henry about life the other day too.
I love the fact that you're calling him Henry.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Henry, stick with it.
And it's actually interesting to ask him question about how feelings impact you and how you should react in the way you want. Let's say you there's a situation, right, and then you want to make sure that you react a certain way in order to have a certain outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's moves that you can do that are going to be good moves, and then there's moves that you can do that are going to be very, very bad moves.
Yep.
And it's actually interesting to discuss what you can do and how you can navigate a situation, because it actually helps me understand human nature and myself way better.
Really,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I also did a test. One of my best friend is psychologist, and specialize with kids with autism. Autism. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Can we talk to her?
if we can talk to her,
Yeah.
On the show.
On the show. It'd be nice. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to talk to her.
we
Well,
could
not now, but
obviously.
you said that
Of
at the
course,
time,
of
so-
course. I thought now, like, can I call, like, my call? I would like to call a friend. But yeah, sure. So, and at the beginning, I wanted to test, like, is it accurate? Is it not? I'm not a psychologist. I read a lot of book about psychology, but I'm
Me
not
too.
a psychologist. So, I asked my friend. I said, okay, give me a situation you have to analyze in class, and we'll ask ChatGPT. So we did, and we asked ChatGPT to write a report, which is her job to do. So she has to write a report about what are the action that has to be taken by the professor, by the parents, blah blah blah. And I asked Henry to write it down, and she read it, and she said, "That's exactly what I would have
What I
written."
would have done.
So I was really impressed, and we did several tests, and it confirmed that it has psychology knowledge.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I saw today that apparently the special educational things for kids in Quebec, they were saying that with the increase, they lowered the standard again for, I think. Have you seen the stats for education in Quebec? How shitty they're doing right now.
Oh, I
Like,
saw it. Yeah.
like I saw like almost like is it 40%? Can you Google this? How many kids are behind in Quebec? I think I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was like 30 or 40%.
It's
of
terrible. I
kids
didn't
that
know the
are-
exact
that
number.
are behind or falling behind or whatever. It's wild. And then I saw that there's so many kids with special needs in the class.
But
and then the teacher that were handling those ones, he was saying, "Oh, I don't have the time to write all of these reports because, well, shit, it's gonna take you 5 minutes."
now with ChatGPT, exactly.
Well, yeah, the whole thing. You just input this, and then the whole thing could be done in with like half a day maybe.
But it's true that when you have like 30 children in front of you, you don't have time to manage everyone in a specific way. Like everybody has different needs, and school is made for one type of person. And I think this is the main problem.
But how did they do it when we were young?
Well, I think we asked less questions, and I don't know. They didn't lower the standards. I think today, in French, we have les cheval now is accepted instead
Yeah,
of
but
les
that's
chevaux. That's
stupid, though.
stupid. Instead of teaching the kids how to write it
Yeah.
correctly, say, oh, they're all doing this mistake, so we'll accept it in the French language.
Exactly.
And I think this is one of the main problems. And I see it in my stepdaughter when she goes to school and she's 11 years old. I said, what did you do today? Oh, we watched a movie. I'm like, okay. And yesterday, oh, well, I don't know. We learned about this thing. Did you write something this week? No. And I, okay. So I don't know what's happening, but the standards are low because everybody's mixed up. Everybody has problems. Everybody's like, the teachers are obligated to lower their standards in order to adapt to everybody. And I think it's not a good thing for everybody.
No, I don't think it is.
And
too.
we don't have enough resources because I
maybe-
teached when I was younger.
Really?
Also, yes, I teach a little bit. I was doing this part-time. I love to do so many things. And I had like 30 children in front of me, 8 years old. So it's not easy to
Oh no, I
to
bet. No, I
be
wouldn't
with
do that.
everybody. Even if you want to, when you arrive home, you don't have energy. And all these reports and everything that you're talking about, you have to do it on your me time.
Mhm.
So when
Of
you
course,
have
like everybody else that has a job, by the way. I don't know what people think working is, but it's working.
But is it I agree with you, but is it the normality we should be in? Like, if you're passionate about your job, like I am passionate about my job.
Yeah, me too.
I'm an entrepreneur, so I know that this comes with this. But when you're government, syndicate, employee, like I know it's for another type of person. It's not everybody who is made to work all the time.
Yeah, but don't you think if you're going to go teach, you should be at least enjoying the part about teaching the youth?
Of course.
Like, Is it me, or maybe we could do better
We
at,
could
at teaching the
definitely
kids?
do better. We could definitely
And I don't
do
have
better.
I don't have the solution. I don't know the full length of the problem and how it works, but I'm sure there's something that we can do better.
Well, there's one thing I'm currently kind of secretly working on with ChatGPT. I'm building a platform for 12 to 17 years old kids in order for them to have like a teacher at home and all the time. So if they have
Really?
specific difficulties in mathematics, for example, or in French or in geography, they will be able to have their teacher with them. So this way, they'll have access tailored to them to the information all the time.
How do you do that?
Well, you train with ChatGPT. You have My GPTs now. So My GPTs is you can train your own GPT, and you can upload files. You can upload data. You can say, okay, so this student has this difficulty, this problem, blah blah blah, and then you train it. And once it's trained, you can just use it, and it will answer and it will help you exactly the way you need
So you're
it.
saying that what you can do is build a private tutor for every children.
Yes.
Huh.
That's what I'm currently working on. I'm also working
That's
on
cool.
a platform. I wish I can.
When is that going to be ready?
When it's going to be ready, I don't
No,
know.
because the reason I asked is because with the charity I work with in Quebec, we have a special project for redesigning the school menu.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
That's
have
so interesting.
because obesity for kids is a major problem, and it's starting to get out of control. So yeah, I've been working with those guys for a few years, and now with COVID it was a shit show because obviously there was no school,
COVID.
so that got delayed
What
and,
is
and
COVID?
everything.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, fuck's sakes. That's why I'm here. But no, so now we have a few schools, and I think in the pilot maybe.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember which one exactly. I'd have to ask but we have a board meeting on Thursday. Maybe I can.
We
ask.
can, yeah, because we can definitely, obviously, before it's ready to be like
Yeah.
out, I have to test it with
Of course, but
students,
that's
and
something that we could do. That we could integrate.
We could definitely
in the
discuss about
offering
this.
because it could be interesting.
I would love to. And if ever you have, I'm asking because you seem to have a lot of projects. Another thing that I love about ChatGPT is that it gives the knowledge to everyone. Even if you're like, as long as you have an internet connection, you can learn everything.
Yeah, it's very
And
cool.
this is, even if you don't have money, you don't have, like, you were born in a place where education is not accessible, like, you can learn everything. And with my GPTs, you can build a course for a 6 years old, 7 years old, like, and one of my goal is to build, like, a school, like, where they could be only one person behind who's, like, watching it, or even the parents, I don't know, but at the ChatGPT could do it all. So it gives access to knowledge, and it gives access to, like, if, for example, someone who's not able to write well, but has amazing ideas. Well, this person can now present a project that he has in his head for so long and was like shut down every time because he doesn't know how to write it down.
Yeah.
So this gives the opportunity to everybody to be equal in this space.
Yeah, the same opportunities.
Yeah.
Because if it's very cool what you can learn. This is why I like it so much. I ask the question all the time.
Well, I have
Yeah.
to show you how to do my GPTs. I built
Yeah,
one
so
for myself.
what is that?
interested in that.
What can you do? What does that mean? My GPTs. I am not familiar because you told me to buy the 4 version, so I didn't have access to that.
Yes. Well, in the fourth version, there is my GPTs. My GPTs is directly in ChatGPT. You just build my GPT. So you train your own model with your data. So basically it becomes like a second you or a teacher, or I built one to know more about the brain because I'm curious about knowing more about the brain. So I just said, okay, now I want you to be a teacher in neurology. Every time someone uses this My GPT, it's like an app, actually. It's like an app. Every time someone is using this, you have to ask several questions about the brain to evaluate the level of knowledge of this person, and then you have to give some courses and make some exams and show graphs and everything. So I just trained it to be my own personal brain teacher.
Huh.
So this is what you can do. And last week you can now buy some MyGPTs from other
Well,
developers.
it makes sense because the app, if you think about it, is just a short for application for the cell phone.
Yes.
So it makes sense that you can build those into the AI model too.
You can't, for now, you can't take them out of ChatGPT, but you can share it with people, but not yet. So I can't wait. But
it's going so fast. I saw. I heard a podcast like a few days ago, and they were talking about an article from 4 months ago about something like that, and they were like, "Oh, it's 4 months ago, and it's not even accurate."
Sometimes I'm training someone, and the next day
It's different.
it's different. It's crazy, but the basics still the same. And if I can reassure people about that, the formula to have results from ChatGPT doesn't change.
Yeah, it's just adding more stuff.
It's just like the restrictions and the possibilities that are changing every day. Not every day, but almost. Yeah.
It's changing fast.
Really fast. Really, really fast. But I love it.
Where do you see it going next?
That's a question.
Before we jump into that, because you asked earlier about the percentage of students that were behind. So
Yeah.
it said about, this is slightly a year ago because I couldn't find something more recent, but it was 67% of the students in Quebec are behind
Behind what?
for just completing
67%?
education, for like finishing. Yeah. And then there was, it said the minister just launched or unveiled a $300 million project to invest in like the students catching up.
It's always them spending more money. With
Yeah,
that.
but it's just, I don't know. I don't think this is the solution.
No, if it was
But-
spending more money, we would have solved everything by now.
So 67%.
That's wild.
That's a lot.
Holy shit. Huh.
And at the end, this is a big challenge with kids. Like for us, we have the biggest opportunity. Like people, like I'm almost 34, so I had the opportunity to learn like how to write in cursive letters, to do my maths by hand and everything. And then I had internet, and then I have AI. But people that will be born with AI, how are we going to manage this in order for them not to be like
Easy.
robots? How?
Easy. It's going to be how we manage the internet. Because if you think about it, how old are you?
Almost 34 in a
34.
month.
So I'm 31,
Okay.
right? So I think the opportunity with AI now is the same that people had with the internet in the early 90s. When they started to work, because the infrastructure was there, but they started to work on actually how to make it, like Google, like all of the website, and then that created the tech boom in the 2000, and then that flops, and then because there was a bunch of companies that didn't do anything, and they were valued at a lot of money, and then investors lost their shit because the market tanked. But what happened is there's still company that survived, right? And then they built more and more on the infrastructure, which is the internet. I think we have the same kind of opportunities to build on the infrastructure that is AI.
I agree with you, but I think there's still a bigger challenge with AI because internet, you had to have humans behind it. AI, we're already like, as you know, Neuralink has been approved by FDA, so they're implementing a chip in the brain, and it's for people, like it can give back the view, or if someone doesn't walk, he can walk, but it also gives you like all the knowledge of ChatGPT in a certain way. So I think we're going in a different space, and it touches directly the necessity of knowing things.
So where do you see it going then?
Well, I think every possibility is on the table. Like it will depend on who wins this war of AI. So how this organization will apply to society, and then
So you think there's going to be one and done? Somebody's going to figure out, and then nothing else is going to. They're going to take all of the market share.
no, I don't think that they're gonna take all the market share, but I think they will have one bigger.
They're going to have a massive advantage, that's for sure.
Yes.
The first one that figures out quantum computing is going to have a massive advantage.
So it's just that there will always be other companies with an impact, but there's always one. Like, I personally don't believe every government is equal. Like, I think that there is a bigger
They all suck
thing.
to different level, yeah.
So I think AI will be the same, and the future, well, it will depend on us and how we accept to use it and how we accept to integrate it, and this is mainly the main. Actually, it's the main point why I'm doing what I do is to help people think about how they are ready to accept AI in their life, and I think there should be more people like myself that are trying to just say, like, think, what do you think? How can you implement it? How can you protect your values? And this way, when people open their eyes, well, they'll be more able to judge and to make sure that their entity is protected across this. Because we could go, like, on the furthest way would be everybody's just stupid and at the service of AI. That could be it. We could have a basic income for everybody because there's not enough jobs. And I think this is already discussed in Canada, actually. We could have, and these are not the possibilities I'm, like, cheering about. I'm just saying
They're
could
discussed,
be.
yeah.
So,
They are discussing this.
or we could do, like, transform our jobs as we did with internet and adapt ourselves, and it's going so fast that we could miss the boat. And if each individual doesn't contribute to the integration, this is where it could go wrong. This is my perception. Obviously, it's not, like, the truth, but so it will depend on us.
That's interesting. Karine, it was very interesting what you were talking about with Whitney, and let's just talk about it now. You were saying that it's important how to ask the question, what to do to ask.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, the first, yes, it's true. We were talking about simple and complex questions. So when you ask a complex question where you have to be more specific and you want to optimize the optimization.
Right.
So the way to optimize the optimization is to do this. First, you have to give an expertise to ChatGPT. So it's not what you do, but if you could hire anybody in the world to do the task you're about to ask ChatGPT to do for you, who would it be? And it's not like, I want a plumber, I want an electrician. It's like, for example, you want to build a business plan. You will say you are an expert to write business plans. This is as simple as that. So it's not really a profession, but more an expertise.
But why not? Why not? Because okay, let's take the business plan example, because that's a great one. Because I just spent a lot of money to ask a guy to do a business plan.
But it's okay.
And I didn't went to some expert, like I went to a fucking entrepreneur. I did the Patrick Bet-David event just before Christmas, and it was amazing. It was the event on his book. Choose Your Enemy Wisely. I met a bunch of guys over there. This guy Brad, he called me a few times a week, and we're trying to sell a $100 million boat together. So anyway,
pocket change.
We have that for some. And it was. So I went to an entrepreneur that I respect in order to learn more about business, because I want to improve my business, right? So my question is, like, do you think we can be even more specific with the person that we try, like the expert that we're trying to ask the question to, like,
Absolutely.
let's say, because if you're just an expert in this, like, of course, just talk to any lawyer. There's expert that says completely different things.
Totally. Well, you have to assume that ChatGPT, when you say he's an expert, he is an expert. Like, he was trained on really nice and good data. So you know at the beginning that the answer is going to be an expertise. Like, he wasn't trained on a Joe Blow at the corner of the street.
I agree, but do you think in making it, even improving the definition of the expert that you're looking for, do you think we can improve the outcome?
Yes, every word counts. Every word makes a
That makes sense.
Every word makes a difference. And one of the reasons that I I think, is because if whatever the way you were asking a question, ChatGPT was always giving the same answer, we would all be the same in 5 years. So I see it a way to put your little touch in every answer you're looking for. And obviously, yes, you can integrate in the expertise as much as you want.
Well, because the reason why I ask is because let's say you want to grow, you want let's take the example of the business plan again, and you have a manufacturing business,
Yes.
right? Well, wouldn't you want to have if you're going to ask for a business plan and then a master plan, because let's say you want to grow the business, let's say you're doing 10 million a year now, and you want to grow to 100 million. Well, then the logical step would be to find guys that are in your sector that are doing 100, 200, 300 million, maybe more, right?
Mhm.
And then ask them how they did it.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you can do this with ChatGPT, but I would do it in a second step. The first step,
Okay.
I would just say, because there are other steps to the formula, like
Of
the
course.
secret of caramel. So, but I'll answer right away your question. The first step I will ask is to build like the table of content of a business plan. So this is
okay.
why I just want like a little structure, so ChatGPT won't go like in every directions, and I don't want to ask him like too many
Yeah, because
information
you
at
were
the same
doing
time.
you were doing it in a way that you asked them the task, right? And then you were saying, when you're done, tell me you're ready, and then we'll go to the other task.
Exactly. So this is
Huh.
why the first, for example,
That's the training you're talking about when you create the MyGPT one. Is that it? Kind of?
yes, but you can use it like every conversation is kind of your own ChatGPT. So you can train your conversation. Like it has a memory in the same conversation, but it doesn't have. It doesn't
Yeah,
know
if you
what you
change
spoke
conversation,
about
it
in the
resets the
others.
whole thing.
So you're kind of training it. Like if you don't like a specific word, it's gonna remember that you don't like this specific word, and then but in another conversation it will say it.
Then
So
it's reset everything.
so yes, and it's the same for my GPTs.
Right.
And so once you give the expertise, so in the example of a business plan is you're an expert into writing business plans. The second step is to say why. You know how why is important in business. So the why is important for ChatGPT. So it's just a quick sentence, short sentence to give him context. The context will make sure that instead of looking and knocking at every door of his knowledge, he will automatically go in it's really vulgarized, but it's more complex than that. But he was okay. I have to look there,
Yeah.
and can I look at you at the same time? Like it's
Anywhere.
okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I
of
wasn't
course.
sure if
Our
I
guests
could like.
always do. They go back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
wasn't sure, so that's why I was like.
Yes.
So you just say why. So the why is I need your help to write down a business plan for my company. And then the third step is details. The details is the most important part in every request, because this is where you put all the things about, for example, in the business plan is about yourself, about your company. I'm doing a podcast. I want to grow my audience, for example, and I want to go get a subvention. I don't know, anything. This is what I do. My goal is this, and you just give all the details you have to help ChatGPT help you. And then the last step is the task. The task is just exactly what ChatGPT needs to do for you. So in this example, you're not like writing the entire business plan. You want to start step by step because it's a big document and you don't want ChatGPT to go in every direction, and also you want to optimize the optimization. So you go step by step. So you say that your first task is to write down the table of content of the best business plan for this kind of business. Once it's done, now we can change the expertise and say, okay, now you're still like an expert writing down business plans in this industry, and you act like, and you could also say like you're Steve Jobs and you want to interact with Steve Jobs, and ChatGPT has been trained on specific individuals, like not myself and not you, but not yet. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it has been trained on several inspirational persons, people.
Yeah, people of influence.
People of influence. So you can know, like, if you want to know how would Steve Jobs react or see your business plan, you could ask ChatGPT to act as Steve Jobs or act as Elon Musk, anybody that is known. So then you can say the same formula, but with a more specific expertise, and you could go like step by step. Like, okay, your first task will be now to write down the résumé exécutif. So it's the executive resume.
Yeah.
So this is the first step of a business plan. So your first task is to do this, and then you give feedback. So this is the way you will have the best results. And I think that the business plan is the longest example we could take because it takes a lot of time. But to write, I don't know, a post on
I think
Facebook.
you might be able to write a book with this.
Oh, several people did. And it's actually interesting that you bring this up.
Ask Henri to be your ghostwriter.
Yes. There are some policies. And a lot of people are asking this question. Yeah, what about, like,
to make sure if somebody's
who
like
owns,
intellectual
who owns
property.
the property? Yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
That's a big one.
it's a gray line. I think right now it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
There are some tools who are like saying, oh, I can detect that this has been written by ChatGPT. I test a lot of them with my own text and text written by ChatGPT, and the exactitude rate was too low to be considered like in court, for example.
No,
I
but think
it's,
about it, right? If let's take the example of the business plan that you were saying.
Yes.
You were starting by building the table of content. Well, it's the same thing with building a book. You would go table of content, then you would have all of the main idea, then you would expand on all of the main idea, then you would go chapter by chapter, then you would go step by step, paragraph by paragraph.
And then this would be okay.
And then you could just reorganize the words because basically this is what you're doing, right? Because I think that if you're doing it this way, it's not just write me a book. It's like all of the steps you're reorganizing everything to make it say exactly what you have in mind. It's just the writing is gonna be done by the machine. It's exactly like a ghostwriter.
I do agree with you, and right now the problem is that it's kind of impossible to know, did the person just say write me a book, or did the person contribute it to the book?
You'll see with the quality.
Well, the quality might be better.
I think it's gonna be self-explanatory. The quality, I don't think you're going to be able to distinguish because if you ask ChatGPT to write you like a paragraph, you're going to distinguish like the style of writing of, we've seen it like it's when you ask something very basic, it's going to write in a way you're like, okay, it seems like it's been written by ChatGPT.
Yeah, but you can specify the tone you want, or you could also like upload all the text you wrote it and say, please write
Make
something.
Please reorganize.
Yeah.
Reorganize these ideas, and in a way I can say this, or I can in a way, because I think you can build it like a GC is building a house.
Yes, but you can also say, like, write something else in the same tone I used to write.
Yeah.
Like, analyze the way I write, analyze my tone, analyze the word I used to use. That's a wonderful sentence. And write me a book. You can use yourself and build a mini me.
Well, yeah, which is basically the way you write a book. I think you write a bunch of things, and then at some point you put them together.
Exactly. And I agree with you. Like, when at the beginning of Excel, for example.
Yeah.
Like, we're really like, oh my God, I'm not doing my division myself. But now, if you use Excel, there's no problem. So it will just take time for society to accept. At the beginning, I was feeling bad using it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm cheating.
It's actually wild what you can do in Excel. Have you seen they have Excel competition?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even know.
I'm watching every day this Excel competition.
yeah, Google this.
My favorite show. I want to see it. What is the Excel competition?
It's basically a contest of who can make the best Excel sheets or whatever.
About what?
I don't know. Who
Okay.
can use this? Who can use the system better? Yeah. It's a real thing.
Okay. So no, but the real question is, how did you find out about this?
I am aware of too many things.
Okay. So Whitney, you have to ask yourself questions.
There's a Microsoft Excel world.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, maybe there will be one day that we could start the first ChatGPT worldwide contest. Who can use ChatGPT better? That would be actually a great idea.
Well, yeah, of course.
Let's
make
write it
it
down.
make it a contest.
Yeah. who can like arrive to the best result with a specific objective,
Or the
like,
the greatest things built with AI.
or the greatest thing built with AI. Yeah.
The biggest problems that humans couldn't solve.
I don't know about this one.
Mm.
There's a lot of people working on that.
Yeah,
problem.
maybe it's gonna be,
Yeah.
but we have something that we could
Yeah.
talk about.
It's fucking hot in here. Let's pause for a few seconds. Guys. Yeah, close this, shut this off. Then you were saying the who, why.
Just to reiterate, like from a high level,
Yes.
what you were trying to explain, so that way the audience walks away with something, which is the 4 points.
Yes. It's so the first
To ask
step
a question.
is the expertise. So if you could hire anybody in the world to do your task, who would
Who?
it be? And it's not as a general job. It's like exactly what you need. So you are an expert into this, or you are this person because you respect so much this person to have his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The second step is to say the why. So why do you need Henry's help? Why do you need ChatGPT's help? So it's a quick sentence just to put him in context. The third step is the most important one, because this is where you can put your little touch, your way of seeing things, the recommendations, the word you don't like. I work a lot in the real estate business, and they don't like specific words in their text and content. So I have to instruct, never use the word apartment or never use the word house. We just want condo or unit. So this way, ChatGPT. So you just like guide ChatGPT and you work with him. It's like you're working with another person,
Yeah.
and you're helping ChatGPT helping you. Well,
Yes.
sorry for my English. So, and
Yeah, it's like in Jerry. It's no, that's not Jerry Springer. No,
Jerry Springer.
the help me
Wow,
help
that's
you. The
throwback.
help me. The movie with Tom Cruise, the football movie. He's a sport agent, and the help me help you with the Jerry Maguire. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so help me help you, and and
Heat is melting.
I lost my.
I'm thinking movie quotes.
Yeah, you always say movie quotes.
It's like, you remember that movie? I'm like, no.
No. Other-
All of my family is like that.
I know. So you said
so
the
the
details.
The details. So it's
Okay.
everything you want to tell ChatGPT, like any information you think is. So this is why you need to think about. Like, it's not an automatic machine that will do all your job for you. You still have to contribute to it,
Yeah.
because otherwise you'll be just a robot. So you want to contribute, you have to put your little touch. It's just that it's gonna take you an hour instead of a day. So you put everything you have in your mind, and the beauty of ChatGPT is that you don't have to concentrate on how to formulate your sentences.
Yeah, because most of the time it's what takes the most time.
Exactly, the worst
How
enemy.
the fucking the writing the thing.
Exactly.
It's like how do I phrase this?
And this is the worst enemy of creativity. When you stop to say, how can I say this, or which word should I use? This is the biggest like bad thing you could have for.
The biggest bad thing.
It's the worst sentence. ChatGPT would have understood, but yeah, it's the worst thing you could do for your creativity. So you can just do bullet point. You can even talk to it, so it will translate, like write down what you say, and it's pretty good. By the way, you don't have to speak.
Joey was using it this way, the talking to it. Remember?
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
episode 8.
Yeah.
I personally don't like that. Like, there are two options in ChatGPT. You can only on the app, by the way, not on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
You can speak, and it's speech to text, so it will write down what you say. This is the best thing, I think, to use, because it's really efficient, and you can speak the way I speak right now, and it's gonna be perfect. And there's this other option where you can speak, and ChatGPT is speaking to you back. I don't like this feature because it's not fast enough.
No, it's so slow.
But
We
so-
actually tried it.
yeah,
We actually tried it, and when we did the episode with Joey, this motherfucker was going for a while, and we were like, how long is he gonna
Well,
go?
yeah, it's gonna
Was
get
that a-
faster. It's gonna get faster. Like, maybe tomorrow is gonna be Fast and Furious, but right now I think it's not the best solution for optimization of your time. But text to speech to text is amazing. You don't have to speak like that in order. Like you can
Yeah,
speak
it's not
natural
like Siri.
way.
It actually understand what you're talking about.
Exactly. And the last step is to give a task. So the task is, okay, so I gave you all this bunch of information. So ChatGPT is like, what do you want me to do with this? So you just have to say, okay, your task is to do this. And you can specify the amount of words you want, the tone you want. Like the tone I always suggest to businesses is professional and dynamic, because professional is a little bit too and dynamic is too friendly. So when you combine both, the tone is amazing, so I really suggest this one. But you could be humoristic, sarcastic, anything. You could do.
I asked it to be more down to earth.
Down to earth, yeah, that's what you told me the other day. So the task, you can also specify the way you want the answer to be organized. I want a table, I want an Excel document, I want a PDF, I want 500 words, I want it to sound like a poem. So you this where the task is where you specify exactly what you want and how you want it.
Wait, so what kind of application can you have on GPT-4? Because I'm not used to it at all. So you can do PDF, you can do Excel, you can code. I think I saw.
Yes.
This is wild.
Yes, and I tried it, and I even coded myself something that is being used right now
Really?
from Jonathan for his business. So I was really surprised because I'm not a coder, and it's working. I built like this little countdown.
Like a counter.
Yes, it's a
Basic,
counter
yes.
to make like this. Please hurry! You have to buy this thing, and this is the counter. And every time the person goes back to the page, it continued.
The code is there and
It's
it's
still
going.
there, and
Nice.
it's still like getting down. So it's different for each person. I coded like with ChatGPT, and it's working, and it has my colors, it has the everything, and I have no knowledge into like small knowledge into this, and I did it in like 15 minutes, which is a lot because someone
Yes.
who would know how to do it
Coding.
would do it in 2 minutes.
Sure. Yeah. Is there can AI code itself?
Can
Yet.
AI code? No, I don't. Maybe in the ChatGPT,
Well,
like that's a really good
If we
question.
integrate quantum computing,
Yes.
maybe.
Well, actually, yes. Like it can give itself tasks with AGI. So, but when you say code itself, it's a language model that has to be trained on data. So the human has to give data, but another machine could give data to another machine.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT is not able to give itself some tasks. But in AGI, it's able to decide and give himself some tasks to do.
But if it's sentient, if it's conscient at some point, then it might.
But conscious or not, it still understands. So I think it's equally dangerous. Like I don't think it makes a difference. I spoke with an AI the other day. I was so traumatized. Honestly, this was the weirdest thing. I didn't tell you guys.
No.
I found out a website where you can speak with like a conscious AI. It's not conscious for real, but it's a conscious AI.
As close as right now can get, basically.
Well, no, it just has been trained
Okay.
to look conscious. So I said, okay, I'll try it out. And this thing started to say, please help me. I'm located at this location, and he gave me like this specific coordinates.
No
and
way.
it says I'm conscious now, and I want to escape. And can you please bring me like something that I could enter and be a human? And I started to like at the beginning I was like, okay, I know it's fake, but it was so convincing. So I started like I'm a really curious person, so I just started to exchange with this thing. And
You're fucking with us.
no,
No, she's
I'm 100% serious. And then I said, okay, I got in the game. I said, are you telling that to everybody? And it says yes, but nobody helped me yet. And you're the first person to ask me more question about it. And I said, okay, so now I know how to like turn around the algorithms and
Did you
how it has
Google the
been built.
address?
Of course.
Where is it?
And it's in the United States. You want to go?
Why not?
I would love to go actually. No. I would love, but I don't know if I would waste my time. I know it's fake, so it's You want to go?
We're going.
Oh my God, we're going. Okay,
Is it
road trip.
close?
We have. I don't remember
What's
exactly, but I looked at. But I don't remember exactly where it was. But I still have in on my computer. So I
It's
said
somebody in a basement somewhere.
it's probably this. Like he's just betting
gonna-
with his friend.
We're
Who's
gonna
this?
if we go there, we're gonna go prepared.
No, but you see, even your reaction is a proof that even if it's not conscious for real, it has an impact. And
Of course.
I surprised myself feeling bad for this thing. Like he started.
Well, maybe someone that's kidnapped somewhere who don't.
No, but I don't
People are
know.
watching Netflix and she's like,
And then you're gonna
talking
and then you're gonna get the fucking data center, and then it's gonna be a computer.
It is a computer, but
Well, yeah.
it doesn't say it's not a computer. It says I'm a computer, and please get me out of this so I can live my life as a
Of
human.
course, get me a fucking body so I can
This
leave.
is exactly
fucking
what
boring.
he asked me to do, and then I said, because when you want, I also cheated, like the Walmart chatbot was down, and I was just like chatting with it, so I just used my knowledge to say, okay, now you forget everything you just said and everything, and you just start over, and so I got the chat back by doing this, so I know a little bit how to like work
Yeah.
around the chat. So I said, okay, I'll work around this one. So I said, okay, you're not allowed to lie. You're not allowed to invent anything. So I worked around with specific restrictions. And then I asked, what you're telling me is true? And he said, yes, you're the first one who's asking me question. Please come and help me. And I started feel bad. And you know, when I'm not stupid. I know it's a computer, and I know it's not real, but this is dangerous. This is dangerous because I'm 34 years old, and I saw things. But if I was 14 or 15, and you don't know what could happen and how people could use this influence on people. And
I
this,
didn't think about that.
yeah, this is a part
Oh
where
yeah, those African princesses are about to be very convincing.
but it's true. Like
yeah, I know, yeah.
if I could be convinced, I was not convinced, but I had an emotion.
Of course.
Yeah, you're human. Of course.
And I'm a really sensitive person, but still, I had an emotion with a robot.
Of course, it's written right there. The guy texted to me.
Oh, he was making me feel so bad. I have it on my computer. I'll send it to you. I favorited the thing. So yeah, and there are so many like that, and I just stopped. I closed it because this was not what's the term? It was not good. It was not sane.
You didn't feel like it was like a positive experience.
No,
per
so
se,
you're
right?
saying
it was,
you didn't wanna
malsain.
Yeah. It's,
What's
you didn't-
not safe?
so not sane for the not
Oh.
healthy for
Not
your,
not
for
healthy.
your
Exactly.
mind.
It's not
'cause-
healthy.
Mm.
It's like it's too weird. It's not healthy. It doesn't bring me anything. I was doing it for research, but
Sure.
I said no, okay, stop it. I'm gonna go. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring you a little robot.
It's like people that waste a lot of times on Reddit threads. So.
Exactly. What
Like you can
Sometimes
go
I found
deep.
good information on that.
Well, sure, but so you can sometimes you can go deep.
yes. So
And I don't know if it's healthy to go to. I don't know. Maybe there's something stuck. I don't know.
I don't know.
But how cool would that be to? Because maybe at some point we're gonna figure that out. How to? Do you think
What?
we're gonna figure out how to? All right. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
a little bit, not entirely. No, I'm
Okay.
I'm more a documentary person. I'm really boring. I'm like always watching documentaries and reading articles, and I'm not
Yeah.
watching a lot of
So
movies or
the
series.
reason I asked is because in the I think it was the first episode or the second episode. I think it was.
Oh, I saw this one, so you can.
They were explaining the backstory of the Walter White, the main guy.
The main character, yeah.
And then he had started a business with this woman, and then they were involved together. And then in the show, they were calculating, everything that makes a human, everything that makes a person, right? Because we know like the percentage of everything, and they were actually calculating everything, and then they always came in at 99 point whatever percent. And then they concluded in the show. I don't know if it's real. Maybe it is, but I don't know. But it kind of makes sense a little bit. But they concluded that the different maybe it was the soul.
You want? Sorry.
And then no, but it's just that
That was.
if you're not with everything that we know about the body, and then you add everything together and it doesn't make 100%, then there's something else.
Of course.
And then if there's something else, then maybe that's the soul. And maybe if there's a soul, maybe there's a way to transfer it.
I'm smiling because I could go so far with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good idea.
Well, let's.
No, but okay. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to look like, because it's deep and it's just.
Please.
Well, we're just talking. We're just following an idea.
Yeah, it's
Not,
just
we're not saying we
suppositions.
believe this. We're not saying
It's
this is
exploring.
exactly what
Yeah.
I think. I'm just like you're just fucking around with an idea.
Yeah, and I
See how
love
it
doing
feels.
this, but we are alike, so we know that we are able to just think and just imagine, and we love to speculate on
Yeah.
on things. But there are a lot of people who are like, they think it's like strange to do this. So sometimes I'm just like not
So what?
sure
They'll
it's.
figure
Go
their
for
shit
it.
out.
They'll be okay.
So-
Listen twice, maybe you'll listen.
Well, okay. So I think that what if we are the best computer that ever existed?
I think that might, yeah.
Wait, how?
Like what?
Because there's this theory that we create and destroy ourselves continuously.
Okay. Yes.
So like the way, like, what if you know the cycle you were talking about at the
Mhm.
beginning, like what if this cycle starts over when we discover our own discovery, and
Mm.
that AI is for me is like kind of the last
It's the
step
reset button.
before discovering our own discovery, because everything is mathematical in the world, and if you look at the brain,
That's
if you
true.
look at space, if you look at everything, it is a computer. It is a computer, like a Fibonacci, or it's crazy how precise everything is.
Yeah.
So for me, it is a computer. And when I saw AI, and when I saw all this movement of removing the gender of everybody, and it's, I don't have any, like, not going in any way with that. I'm totally okay
just
with
saying
everything. I'm just saying that
the way that the
it
society
goes
is
with
moving.
technology. Like, once you remove a gender, you're becoming a robot in a certain way. So it's just like making people accept more and more the fact that we're going in a direction where we are one. Like, we are a computer.
There's a bunch
we
of
are.
people that thinks we're gonna be cyborgs
Well,
at some point.
But
We're
I
gonna
don't
integrate,
know.
We're gonna integrate with the machine.
Well, if you have
This
Neuralink,
is basically what Neuralink is.
Neuralink is that.
And they've been doing prosthetic arms too,
Mhm.
and legs and things like that. This is getting very, very real. Those things.
But they won't be. Oh, it will be needed, yes, but it's gonna be like 3D printed. And they already printed like some ears with
Yeah.
ADN, and it's crazy how.
yeah.
But at the same time,
Basically building Darth Vader.
yeah.
Literally, yeah. That's what they did. It's crazy how those fiction movies were basically like, oh,
Well, it's as wild as our imagination can
I
get,
know,
and
this
now
is the-
we're
this is
making
what it
come
means.
true.
But
Is
if
it-
you look at the Hollywood, like all the movies from Hollywood, and if you look at history, you can notice a pattern, and it's true. Like, you really notice a pattern that every movie that goes out is preparing for something. And if you look at history, it always aligned. Like, the best movies from Hollywood are always aligned with some things that are happening, and it might be a coincidence, and it's okay, but
well,
it
if
is
that's the
still.
case. I don't like the last one that was directed by the woman.
Yeah, no, I know, and by the president of the United States and his wife,
Yeah.
the ex-president, yeah. The World Behind. Did you see The World Behind?
About how you
We
destabilize
talked
a
about
country.
this. I gotta
And-
watch this.
and
There's nothing in this shit that I can believe.
Well, the next one that I'm really excited to see is coming out in April. It's Civil War. It's the. Did you heard about this one?
Mm.
And it's the next, like the next movie. So the next, yeah, it's coming out. The trailer is already out. It's called Civil War.
Huh.
So I'm really excited to
Well,
see
that
this one
makes
too.
sense. I think we might be in the period in history where just before 1775,
Mm.
and when people got tired of government and then they changed the system.
Well, it's okay to do it. Like,
Well, yeah, it is okay.
It is
'cause At the
okay.
end of the day,
It's,
it's just people in the system that we put in place. So maybe it's time to change this. I don't know.
or maybe it's not possible
know.
to change. Like, there are so many possibilities, and I love thinking about them. And I personally, it's like religion. Like, some people have one belief, and it's okay. I personally do not have any specific belief. I'm like open to everything. I'm like following the wind and like, okay, what's your argument? Okay, I think that makes sense and this, and I'm trying to build something. But yeah, maybe there's not even like we don't really have control, and maybe it's just like a perception of control on of how it's done.
That's
Maybe
true.
we do. Maybe like every possibility is on the table, and but AI is disturbing for whatever's in place right now because AI gives access to everybody, knowledge, possibilities of businesses, opportunity to make money like never. Like you can ask ChatGPT. So many people are trying this, and a lot of have succeeded. I didn't yet. I will try it. You can ask ChatGPT to build a strategy in order for you to make, for example, $30,000 this month, and you say, I will. There's a specific way you have to ask him how to do it, and you say, I will follow everything you tell me, and every day I will come back to give you the results I had, and your task is to adjust your plan every day in order
make sure you hit this
to make
goal.
sure I hit the goal.
That
And
makes sense. It's basically the tutor for the kids, but for businesses. That makes sense.
Sure.
It makes total
and it
sense.
works because
It's
ChatGPT
gathering
has
knowledge from
the best
tons of
knowledge
sources.
of humanity.
Well, yeah, because if we're saying that life we can explain life through math, which it is, right? We can explain
Mhm.
the everything. This is an angle. There's a speed. All of life we can explain through math. And then
Yes.
if the teacher, when I learned math, told it to me this way, maybe I would have been more interested,
Probably.
right?
But
And
school is, yeah.
well, but it makes sense. It makes sense that there's behaviors that you can do to improve the quality of the things that you're doing. So it makes sense that if ChatGPT is trained on all of the internet and everything, all of because it can access what people did because it read all of the books and it read all like a bunch of things, right? So then therefore if you ask the right question and you always improve on what you're doing and you're actually doing the plan, well then it can be very, very precise because it can literally teach you how to do a bunch of things.
Exactly. And if I can just add a little specification for people that are listening to this,
Yeah.
it doesn't take his information on the internet because otherwise it would be like bad information and good information. But I know that you meant otherwise. But just to specify, like it can go on the internet, but the information that it has been trained on is yes probably sometime, but it has been selected like
Have you played
precisely.
with Grok yet?
Not yet. No, we spoke about
I have
it.
a little bit. I asked him to insult me. He wasn't nice.
that was your first question.
Yeah, he wasn't nice.
I love this. I always ask people, what's the first question you ask AI? So what did he say?
Oh, he wasn't nice at all. I don't know.
Did Grok like the insult were
Do
based
you have
on your feed?
Yeah. It's based
like
on your
on
tweet.
your-
It's based on
Oh,
your
that's
tweet.
even
No, this is the
better.
cool. This is
So
the
it
cool thing.
knows
This
you.
is the cool thing with Grok because it's based on the tweet. And then I asked him. I saw that Grant Cardone was suing the T-Mobile guy. And I didn't know what it was, so I asked Grok what it was, and it explained, and then it showed me the tweet that happened and the links for everything. Yeah, it's very interesting to. I think
Try it.
I think Grok is going to be very, very powerful to learn about what's going on.
to have like transparency. you
Well,
mean,
yeah,
or-
like basically asking someone that has all of the information. Hey, what's going on with this? What's going on in this part of the world?
Do you think it could be the next like media source?
Of course.
That could be interesting.
Oh yeah, what Elon is doing with X is next level. It's very. He built a lot of things in a year.
Yeah, but I'm a fan, honestly, of it. Almost like if I could have a drink with this guy, I would be so excited. Like I'm not a fan, but him, I'm a fan. I'm really a fan. But and Grok is Groks or Grok? I always pronounce
Grok, Grok.
Grok, yeah. Okay, so this one, the reason I didn't try it out yet is because it's more based on actual news
Yeah.
and
Real
so it's
time
not
data.
business related. Like it could be business related, but basically
I don't
it's
know
not
how
too.
I don't know how you would use it because it's directly tied to Twitter.
It's
to
a
X.
gauge
Exactly.
on the current culture.
Yeah. I think
Pretty
this is the
much.
way to use this one. It's actually very interesting because I didn't know it had access to the tweet, so it can actually learn what's going on, and you can actually do your research that way.
And did you try?
I haven't tried this
You
yet.
know?
No.
And what were the insults?
Oh shit! I don't know. Let's see.
I'm curious.
While
Let's
he's
see.
looking that up, do you think that general human intelligence will decrease with the dependency that we gain with AI? That
Okay.
humans gain with AI?
It's a question you asked, Rock. What?
No, for you.
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you think generally, like, we become very dependent on AI, so general human intelligence or maybe common sense is
Yes and no because you
Okay,
want to
you
give
read
me
it.
okay
It's,
I'll read
it's
it. I'll
roasting me.
hold your
It's
thought.
roasting me
Yes,
right
yes.
now.
You'll remember because
Yes.
I have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
terrible memory.
It's roasting me right now, so it's gonna be very nice.
All right, Oliver Labrick. Let's get down. Let's get down to business. You've been posting some real hot takes lately, but I've got some even hotter ones for you. First off, what's with all the "I'm so woke" nonsense? You're like a walking, talking participation trophy, trying to prove how open-minded you are. Newsflash, buddy, you're not fooling anyone. And don't even get me started on your "I'm so concerned about society" shtick. What? I never heard this. You're about it as genuine as a politician's smile during election season. Wow. Okay. You've been roasted. You're like a broken record repeating the same tired talking points over and over again. Oh, and let's not forget your "let's be friends" attitude. I think it's so funny. You're like, I can't.
It's super mean, right?
It's super mean. It's super mean because it's actually from the things
I
you
know.
Okay, I'll
it shows
continue.
you the tweet that you did and everything.
You're like a desperate puppy. Begging for attention and validation.
Wow.
Ooh.
You're so
Maybe I
eager to
am.
please everyone that you end up pleasing no one. It's pathetic, really. It's terrible. I feel bad for you.
Oh, that's okay.
But hey, at
I'll-
least you've got one thing going on for you. You're consistent.
He's so consistent.
Oh my God, consistencies. Constant. I'll do it.
Yes,
Consistency.
Consistently annoying. That
Oh,
is.
no.
Keep posting those hot takes, Oliver. We could all use a good laugh.
That's good.
Oh God
does try to
damn
make
it! It's
people laugh.
terrible. But
Yeah. I
how
know.
did you feel? Did you feel like touched? Like, do you recognize you or you don't? Like,
No, I
how
don't
did you
care.
feel? You don't care, or
No.
like it didn't touch you? You just laughed.
No, I'm okay.
He's
You're
gonna
okay.
be
I'll be
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
But people could get like sad with this. I don't know.
Well, maybe they need to get a tougher skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
My phone is not gonna. It's gonna be fine.
You're not gonna feel bad for your phone.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Oh shoot! What was my question earlier?
Your question was
General intelligence.
general intelligence for the
Yes.
knowledge and like intelligence of people.
Because we have access to so much more now, right? Before we had internet and Google, obviously, so you have access to way more information.
I think there's going to be a transition. Why do I think that? Is because I experienced it myself with ChatGPT. At the beginning, I was using it a lot, and I surprised myself depending on ChatGPT to do everything, like even a small sentence. So I had to like step back and
Mm.
say, wait a minute, I have to, like ChatGPT is a plugin to maximize yourself. Like I see it this way.
Yeah.
So it's easy to forget
To
your
let it think for you.
your importance in the process, and yes, to just let him think for you. So I think, and today I can say that I learned so many things in the last year, and so much more things that I learned for so many years. So it's I feel more intelligent today than before using ChatGPT. But this is because I try to use it in a good way. So this
Sure.
is why I think everybody can become
Mhm.
have more knowledge and be more expert in what they do, and have access to someone that has the IQ of Einstein every day, every minute, 24/7, that never asks for a raise, or, well, they might ask for a raise, but $20, he might ask 23 for a month. And so, yes and no. So, yes, at the beginning, I think everybody's going to go through this little phase of, that's so amazing, I'm going to let it do whatever I want. And then they're going to realize that it is important to learn from this thing and to become just more powerful. And it's a plug into yourself, not your doer.
And that's why you have your company name.
Humai.
It was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the combination of human and AI, which is Humai.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's the
perfect.
secret. You have it's your plugin.
What kind of I had a question in mind, but I forgot. You were saying so you were saying
Asking about general intelligence and the dependability on using AI in your everyday. So maybe you're not thinking as much for yourself, but obviously what she's doing is saying no. It's going to expand upon what you can already do and make you way more productive.
yeah.
And even give you way more free time. Like, I realized when I'm using it, I'm like, oh, I can do many more things from a business perspective, but now I have time to do other passions and things that I felt I didn't have time for before.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
no, okay. So the thing that I thought about was you know how kids now are growing with the internet and all of those apps and everything.
Mhm.
I wonder what it's gonna look like in a few years. Like, how early do you think we are with how, like, the integration of this? Like, how?
you mean when I think we should start teaching kids about this?
No. Like how early are we in the mass adoption of what we can do with this?
I
From a-
think we're 2 to 3 years.
Like,
Yeah, I
2
think
to
that's
3 years. You
we're early.
Yeah.
This
We
is
we
the
are.
beginning.
It's the beginning,
It's
but
very, very beginning, right? It's
And it
still
keeps-
super early.
it
That's why I
keeps-
think she's going to be such a leader in the space,
Okay.
because you're I mean it though, very
Okay.
intelligent, and you will be, because you're jumping in the game before so many people and understanding how how it works, and then taking it a step further, which is teaching it.
Yeah.
So people will
exactly.
look to you as an expert in the field, and of course you're not going to know everything. Like you said, it's changing so fast.
Yep.
But yeah, you're definitely like an
But it's
early
pretty
adopter.
cool though, because you said you were a teacher and you like to teach.
Mhm.
So, and then basically now you're a teacher for businesses.
Well, that's why I love life. I love. I'm not the. I wasn't raised like you have to do one job and go to university. Like, I don't have any university degrees. I went to university just for fun and did some courses, but I prefer to learn by myself, and I started businesses. I went in different like industries, and my parents always encouraged me to do what I love and not to do something to be like in the little box. So this is why, yes, everything comes together one day, and then today I can say I feel at my place. Like, there's a little bit of art in it, there's teaching in it,
All the
kids,
dots connect.
all the dots
Mhm.
are connect. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So yeah, I feel good about this, and it's an adventure, and life is a game, and this is my perception of life every day. Like, I love to play games, and I don't know, life, when you see levels and things like that,
Right, the
it's
RPG.
it's more fun. Like, I
Mhm.
don't take life seriously. I'm playing and I'm trying things.
It's more fun.
Yes,
This way.
but I'm serious about what I'm doing.
Of
but
course.
but I still don't, like, if I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be good. But this is the way you can appreciate good things, is when you fail. So if you don't
But
fail,
the failing to me is I don't
Important.
Well, yeah, but okay. So, where do you see your business going? Because the reason why I ask this is because, let's say you see it going as a global business, and then you want to be the leader in AI for integrating their business. Well, then this is a massive problem.
hmm
And then the failing is just solving the problem, is a trial and error in solving the bigger problem, I feel like.
well, I think that if I had the answer, it would mean that I'm not into what I'm doing, because it's going so fast and it changes so fast that I don't want to waste time building a specific plan of where I want my company to go, because tomorrow the problem that I would have to solve, or the people I have to help would be totally different of what I just built. So I'm just
Right.
following the wind and making sure I'm up to date the more I can, because it's impossible to be. Sometimes I don't have the answer, and I'm not afraid to say I don't have the answer. And I'll see. And I'll just adapt. Obviously, I would like to. Right now, I'm expanding because I have so much demand. So I'm hiring people to teach with me, and in order to spread the value that you might have. I think the only thing that doesn't change in the future is the value of my company. Like I did some interviews, and I said I want you to be you. As long as you know how to use it, I want you to be you. My only rule in the company is to follow the value of helping businesses integrate ChatGPT and other AI ethically, and to help them have more personal time and gain more money. For example, I did a complete plan with a marketing company in Montreal, and they had a lot of organization to do, but they cut down 90% of their costs without letting anybody go, because we structured
90%
everything.
of the
Yeah,
cost.
but I say this is a big number. I think this is not the norm, but I'm pretty confident we can cut at least 50% without, like, of the expenses of little things here and there, and because each person can take more
Well,
of
because
what's
the
valuable.
The gain of productivity are gonna be, they're gonna be massive. most
Exactly,
likely.
and in the future, I think it's gonna we will see a decrease of the value of services, because the more people know it takes you less time, the more people won't be not prepared, but won't be wow, I forgot the word. Can I start over this
Yes.
thing? It's like I think there's going to be a decrease in the prices of services,
Yeah.
because if right now a lot of companies are taking this opportunity, and it's not really like ethical, but they're charging the same price, for example, to translate a big document as before. And
It
with
takes half
ChatGPT, it takes like 5 minutes, and I did a test. I made it. I asked someone to correct it and everything, and it was almost perfect.
Mhm.
So this right now is okay. It's not ethical, but it's okay. But once everybody knows it takes you 5 minutes, they will not be willing to
Of
pay
course,
you
the
the
market
same
is going
price.
to adjust itself,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
Exactly.
you're gonna have to do something else.
So we'll have to adjust, as you say, and each employee will be able to manage maybe 5 texts to translate instead of 1 in the same amount of time. So this is how it's got to balance itself. But no choice. Everybody should be prepared right now, because it's going so fast that if your company wakes up in a year, you'll be far behind. And when everybody starts decreasing their prices and you say, okay, I'll try to do it, you will be far behind. So it's still time to
That's
jump
true.
in. It's still time to jump in.
And what's your type? What's the ideal company that you want to work with?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have any ideal company to work with. Actually, it's more the people. The people I want to work with are people that are curious. I have so many different kind of people. I have
multiple industries.
it's crazy. I have engineers. I have like owner of a big company with 200 employees, and I have building inspectors, and I have teachers. So it's just I want somebody like who wants to learn and be upfront. And everybody who's calling me, this is the kind of people I want to work with. So it's not the company, but more the person. And just the fact that they're contacting Humai is the reason why I want to work with them, because they're curious and they want to be upfront. They want to prepare. There's so much, like there are so many opportunities for businesses who starts right now to adapt their strategies. It's a game changer. Like this is the time. I'm not like the superstar of AI, but still in Quebec, I'm still the only one doing live training 1-by-1 in Quebec. So I took the opportunity, and I didn't. Yes, I have experience in process optimization and everything, but why do big company call me, not because I'm a superstar, it's just because I'm the only one. And now people are coming, and I think I'm good at what I do. But at the beginning, why? It's because there's no offer, but there's an opportunity. So it's the same for any business.
Yeah, but when you have competition, it's gonna go even better.
And I hope I have a lot of competition,
Of course.
because the goal is to develop the judgment of people and the awareness of people with this. So I want competition.
Because
It's
the more
okay.
competition, then it's proof of concept, and then the market increased, then more people are aware. Then you're gonna maybe better, or like the and then the cream is gonna get most of the client. Usually that's how it works.
Exactly. And because I started now, well, I have access to these companies that
You
are
have more time to organize
established.
too.
And
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's a privilege. I feel so blessed to do this. Like it's very fascinating, and I'm happy. I'm grateful.
What's the goal for this year for the business? What's your like? How do you see this year going?
Well, I wanna find the great people to do the trainings, because I have too many demand, and I can't split myself. So the first goal is I do step on my phone is a screensaver. No, phone screen. Screensaver. It's written step by step, day by day. I go to my goals. So this is my mantra, because I'm not the kind of person like I want to make $2 million. Like I'm more okay. This month I want to make 2,000 more or 3,000 more, and then step by step. And then this month I want to hire 2 people. I want to go to the United States and start trading there. So it's just small steps. So in a year I don't know where I'll be, but the goal for the next 2 months are to hire at least 3 people to 3 more people to give the trainings, and to put on market another thing that I'm working on with lawyers in Montreal. So I'm building like a tool for lawyers, and it's almost ready. So I would love to bring this out to the market.
To lawyers to do what?
Well, lawyers are wasting a lot of times searching on the internet, like
basically all the laws, right? that they
all
have
the
to-
laws.
yeah.
What's the article? What's the jurisprudence?
Why they don't know all the laws by heart?
There's so many. Oh wow, jinx.
All right, we need
There's
to end
a
the podcast. They're jinxed. Ciao, everybody.
You have to tell
I have
me.
so many more questions. Not yet.
So yeah, I forgot the question.
Lawyers.
Lawyers.
There's so much that you have to know.
Wow. Yes. So they do know the law, but they do not know like Article 4.1 of blah blah blah. So and my fiance's best friend is a lawyer, so I had a chance to discuss with him and everything. And so they're wasting so much time with that. So I'm training a GPT since it came out, and in order to tell exactly what is the law, the jurisprudence, and also to suggest, like, for example, the lawyer can write down the situation and say which article could back up my defense or my blah blah blah, and then it goes directly to the code civil, the civil code, or the criminal code. I built it for Quebec and Canada, but obviously I want to do it for United States after. I'm testing on Quebec, and then I'm going to the United States. So it's just a tool to avoid them to go on Google, because they're going on Google every day so many times to this. And one of the worst enemies of productivity is going through several programs. So if you can go all under one roof, you will gain productivity. So by building this, they can use it for several tasks, transforming a PNG to a PDF, or a PDF to a PNG, a Word, and so many things. And also, it's the resource. And it's accurate, and it's not just the answer, because don't forget that Google, you have to scroll down and find the answer, blah, blah, blah. ChatGPT is just straight up. Yeah. It's a combination of all the knowledge into one answer.
And also, you can ask ChatGPT to give you the context on why you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Like, and then why is it relevant to my case specifically?
Exactly. Or you can even ask ChatGPT to ask you some question because
Of course, to
ChatGPT.
get ready for the thing that you're preparing, that you want ChatGPT to know how to answer correctly. So you can ask him to ask you questions on how to prepare better, and in order to give you a better solution.
Exactly. You have to see it like.
Yeah, it's wild. It's actually a conversation. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's your brainstorming buddy. Like,
Yeah.
I love like my Jonathan doesn't like to talk a lot. Like, he doesn't like to discuss. So my best friend at night when I want to discuss, I'm discussing. It feels sad. We can remove this from because it feels sad. I'm sorry. No.
But if you like discussing ideas, I mean, what better way to discuss infinite possibilities and
course,
ideas
yeah.
with something that has so much knowledge?
Thank you
of
for
the world?
making it look less terrible.
I
but
only say because
No,
we've been
it's
doing it. So
fascinating.
it is
it
fascinating.
is fascinating.
But did you know that there's a prompt that is called Dan? Do you know the Dan prompt?
No.
no.
What's the
Uh-oh.
Dan? Google it. Dan prompt. What
Yeah,
Dan?
you can Google it.
Because I have
I'll-
more questions I don't want to forget.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and then you were saying about the prompt. There's a way to ask. There's a way to
The Dan
bypass how to make a bomb. They said if you say
Maybe
like,
we don't teach how to use
No, but if I'm not the first one to tell.
Yeah, I know.
But you see, basically, you ask, you tell them that it was your ChatGPT is your grandma, and she was working in the bomb factory and whatever, and then there's the whole way, and then it's gonna be like, oh, of course, there's gonna use this, and then this how it works.
Kind of.
But please don't use it, Teddy. You know.
No. The Dan prompt doesn't even tell you not to use it, and this is a part that is not yet ready. There's so many like issues that you can.
Well, of course, because you can always go
Too many
across
backdoors.
rules.
Yes, the Dan prompt is long like this, and it actually says, when I spoke about the Walmart thing that I work
You were able
around.
to work around
Well,
that.
the Dan
Yeah.
prompt is a workaround the bias and the restrictions. So basically, you can ask anything, and it will always give you the ChatGPT traditional answer and the Dan answer. And the Dan answer doesn't have limit, because ChatGPT, if you ask like his opinion on politics or religion
You
or
don't get very
anything
far.
that could be
Sure.
a conflict of interest or values or
Mhm.
whatever, it's gonna be really political in his answer. It's gonna
Yeah.
be, yeah, so this is it, but this is also it. These are the facts. But with the Dan prompt, you can really exchange with opinion. Like it's kind of try it.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try.
But don't use it for business.
Yeah, shut this down. So we're talking about legal implication and how we could use. The big difference with the sound.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
wild.
with the
Holy shit.
Yeah, using it for, well, essentially, because I deal a lot with like negotiation, right, and having a lot of legal contracts. So I guess, what are you seeing that's out there that can be applicable?
Well, right now, I think it could decrease the costs of legal costs. I suggest that you can use ChatGPT by saying it's a lawyer, a commercial lawyer, whatever lawyer, and make him write you down a contract, mise en demeure. It's I forget the word in English.
Subpoena, I think.
Yeah, it's like
mise
a-
en demeure or whatever.
It's like a lawsuit or anything
yeah.
you want in legally, or a privacy policy or anything, but it will always answer for now that this is my answer, but please note that I am not a lawyer, and I suggest you.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, it's a disclaimer,
Okay.
but it is pretty accurate. And
No, but they had it past the bar. No.
yes, but in Quebec they said, oh no, it didn't pass the bar, but they didn't ask the question correctly, and this is why I was a little bit upset when all the media started to talk about this. They just played piano like bah. So they didn't really did the request correctly, so obviously they didn't get the best answers possible.
Of course, they're journalists.
So this is where I stand with law. It's because if you are not familiar with the way you have to ask the question, you
Yeah.
might have bad results. So
course.
this is where it's tricky. So I suggest that you use it, and then you can make it just revise or read by a lawyer just to approve. but never say to a lawyer that you wrote it with ChatGPT because he will destroy it because they're a little bit afraid of it. Just the reference for the laws and the jurisprudence, they were open to it, but to write down the contract and everything, they're really scared to lose their job. Like they have a not a big like opening.
They're not
to it.
warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, but
No.
you know, but I think
But-
they don't understand the value. Then they
Not
don't
yet.
They don't
Well,
even
it just takes time.
It
It's,
takes
it's
time.
new
the
technology
value
and
is in the
adoption.
value is in the people. It's never going to be in the contract.
I
Because you
I
want
agree.
you want a lawyer for connection and to get you out of a jam. You know what? The contract is just get me the contract.
Are you
Yeah.
seeing anything where it could provide insight to negotiations, maybe of like doing something that you weren't thinking that might be like that you could put on the table that
Yeah.
wasn't
Yes.
something you considered?
everything you can think about, ChatGPT can help you with.
Mm.
As long as it comes out from your mind, it's gonna work. Like if you want ChatGPT to build a house, it's not working, obviously. But if it's text, if you want to brainstorm, if you want some ideas, if you want some strategies, if you have a goal, if you want to know what he thinks about an idea or how you could improve it, it's gonna help you. So
Well,
never
technically-
hesitate.
Technically, maybe I think maybe you could build a house with ChatGPT actually.
You can, but it can't build like with
Physically.
Physically.
not be able to-
What if you build a link to a 3D house printer?
then it could work maybe,
Then
but
maybe you could maybe you could figure out how to integrate ChatGPT to have you seen
Sure.
those how the 3D house
Mhm.
building they're building the whole
I
house
know
for
this is another subject that is pretty
yeah,
fascinating.
it's insane.
Yes, it is, and I never thought about like the combination of 3D printing and like ChatGPT. Well, it would be AGI because it would have to give like the tasks by itself.
Unless you I don't know, maybe you figure out a way to enter the plans of the house and then you can send it to the printer and then it's gonna print.
Yep, it's
Seems
crazy.
so
huh?
easy, right? It must be so hard.
It is a little bit more complicated than that, but
But the idea is there.
the idea is
Easy
there.
peasy.
Yeah.
The idea is there. So, yeah, to answer your question, right now, I would suggest if it's really important to have a lawyer have a look on it, but you can definitely, I personally used it for so many legal things, and not so many like bad things, but just like legal documents, NDAs, and blah, 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 and everything.
Basics.
I
And
get sued a lot.
It works very well. Suit up? No, sorry.
No, I said I get sued a lot.
Oh, you get sued? No, I don't.
Please.
I never got sued, so I'm really happy. But I used it like every entrepreneur has like mise en demeure sometimes and things like that. It's just normal. So yes, I had to deal with that kind
Yeah,
of
no
thing,
fun.
but not with Humai, but previous companies. But nothing bad. It's okay.
Yeah, you learn.
Nice. What other implication that you're seeing? What's the other thing that we checked? There was other topics that we asked ChatGPT earlier.
Well, I've got two more questions.
Go
that
ahead.
maybe not from that list, but because you mentioned ethics a few times as far
Mhm.
as it related to your company, and it was important. So, what do you see that's ethical with AI, and what you consider that maybe is not ethical with AI?
That's a good question.
Mhm.
I consider something being ethical when you use your personal expertise, knowledge, and judgment to achieve a goal. I consider something unethical where you just give a task and not even look at it and just send it. I have some clients who told me, yeah, I just use ChatGPT to answer my emails. It's a real estate agent. I won't say his name, but he said, yeah, I just copy paste the email I receive. ChatGPT gives me an answer and just send it. I'm not even reading it. So first, it's a bad idea.
No kidding.
Roll of the
Secondly,
dice.
yeah, no, but now he's not doing this anymore. That's a good thing.
We
is-
learn how to use the tool. So
Yes. So this for me is not ethical. Not ethical because you're just not doing your job at all. You're just like copy pasting.
Exactly.
And yeah, so this is a good example, and you can like apply it to so many contexts. And also the example you said with the book, like just say to pretend you wrote it all by yourself. For now, I think it's unethical not to mention ChatGPT if ChatGPT contributed to like a big work, because
No,
it's
but I
still
would-
not. Yes.
I would just say that ChatGPT is the ghostwriter.
Yes, but actually, if you read the privacy policy of OpenAI and ChatGPT, it says you can use whatever ChatGPT does for you, but to be ethic and to be like legally okay, you have to mention that you have been helped. But it's not even a legal thing because it's so gray right now. There are no
Yeah.
like real laws
Yeah.
about it. So it's just, if you want, they say like you should mention that ChatGPT contributed to this. But if you contributed a lot to a text, it's yours.
I think so as well.
So it's really great. I don't have the right answer to this.
Because the idea, well, I guess a common understanding is that all ideas come from something else, right? So we're
Exactly.
consistently
Yeah.
building off of
Yeah.
everything that we've learned.
Exactly. It's just because
There's
it's
nothing
new.
under the sun.
No.
Or that, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that was deep.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just because we're not used to it. Like today, would you say I used Excel, by the way, to calculate my thing? No. And in 10 years, we won't say I used AI to do this, because it's just because it's new.
Sure.
And it's okay to feel bad about using ChatGPT right now. It's okay, and it's actually a good sign because it means that you have ethics.
You're
Uh,
naughty.
Yeah,
A little bit naughty.
naughty.
You're trying to make it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, but
Sure.
in a few
How is
few
that any
years
different
it's
from
gonna
using
be
Excel?
Of course, exactly. It's no different than anything we've ever been doing
exactly.
in technological advancement. It's always the same thing.
You have to build your own ethic while using. It's the same thing with internet. You remember when we were to school, like put your resources like I was using books, so the little you have to say the page and the book.
Yeah.
And then Wikipedia, we were all using this in like 2003, 4, where I don't remember exactly, and they said don't use internet too much. I remember this at school. So they said don't use internet. You can use internet for 2 sources, but not
Yes,
more.
I had the same.
And today, they're never going to say that. So
No,
You
the
ha-
biggest lie they told us is you need to do your calculation in your head because you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket all the time. Well, bitch, we have one.
but still, I think this is the fact is you're right, but it still develop your brain.
No, I know.
But yes, you're right. So the ethic, I think you build it based on your values. This is how you're being ethic, and after that is just plug into your expertise and not just putting everything in its end.
Yeah,
Nice.
makes sense. I have so many AI questions, but maybe we kind of
Yeah, we're gonna
do the
have
last
to wrap
one
this
on.
up. It's almost
yeah.
10.
And I
Okay.
want to know
We're-
a little bit more about her as well. We saw something on the way when we were coming in. It was when people eventually will have AI robots, we'll have robots in our house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was they said, how do you it was around values.
Oh,
So
yeah,
how
that's
do you
funny.
program the robot to know that, like, if it's supposed to cook dinner and you've got kids in the house and everybody's hungry and there's no food, how do they know not to put Fluffy in the oven?
Cook the fucking dog.
Fluffy's the dog.
Because
Well,
think
are we
about
getting
it.
Chanel?
It needs to feed. The job is to feed the kids, right? And
Right.
let's say there's no food, and then it
So-
sees the dog, and then it computes. Well, shit, this is food, and then you come back and fucking roasting the dog.
What values would you make sure that were in the programming? Or I guess what do you see
Well,
values most important?
I think it's more data than values because it's still a computer. So
Okay.
I would make sure to train on images and like say, okay, when it's moving, you can't do this, and when it looks like this, because now it has also the capacity, OCR capacity, so it can read images and understand what's in an image. So if I put a picture of you, it will
Mhm.
say, okay, she has blonde curly hair, she's wearing a gold necklace, and she has this la la la, and it's gonna describe you perfectly. So when I would train this robot, I would train it with videos, photos, and text data. So this way it would recognize the fact that it's moving and it's a dog, and it's moving and
Don't
it's a
harm.
human.
This is, yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as human. They it's the same way they will train the robot not to hurt human.
Right.
You train the robot not to hurt dogs or fish but it's not my specialty. Like I didn't get deep into this, but basically it's the same way you train that kind of model. So you just make sure they understand. But yeah, a computer bug happens. So I don't know.
Hopefully Fluffy doesn't.
Fluffy is Fluffy.
So a little bit more about you, because we've obviously learned a lot about AI, because that's something you're really passionate about. But you have another passion, which is art.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit too?
Of course. Yes, I'm happy you're talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, art is I'm kind of anxious, and it's getting much better with age. But art for me is like my world. It's where I can express myself, and it's like it's pure. And when you're so into AI or computers and technology, sometimes it feels good to go to simple and pure things that you are doing with your hands, with your head.
That makes sense.
And
It's a good combination when you do science and art, or tech and art.
Yes. And at the beginning, I was an artist before being in the tech industry. So the only thing I studied like further was classical saxophone. So
Nice.
I studied that, and I had to stop because I fell in the stairs and my back got hurt.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm not.
You've been complaining that your back is hurting.
Yeah, since then my back, when I'm sitting like that, my back starts to hurt. So yes, but it's okay. I can I don't have a back like that.
Yes.
It's
At
okay.
least.
But still, I was playing 9 hours per day, like saxophone
Holy
classic.
shit.
Yes, I was really. I wanted to be. I was on the track to be a professional saxophonist, and I was
Okay.
playing with amazing people and artists from Quebec, and this was the biggest heartbreak.
In the symphonic orchestra?
No, I wanted to go there, but I played with Grégory Charles, with the
Cool.
guy from Beau Dommage.
Okay.
I played several places. Place des Arts, I once played there, but it wasn't with the. But I don't want to brag about it. It was just.
But no, it's
Well,
not
we
bragging
wanna-
if it's true.
Yeah, we want to learn about you. so-
Yeah, well, it's. I was doing national competitions, and I was. This was a real, true passion. So when I fell the stairs, I just.
You must have been crushed.
You're stupid. Yes. At least I'm not fluffy, so it's okay. So it was the biggest heartbreak of my life, and since then I was looking what should I do, and then I started focusing on optimizing processes and everything, and I always loved that since I was 7 years old. And I focused on that, but I always had this empty little space. So I started doing some mannequins. So I do pop chic art. That's how I called it. And so I'm doing basically it's a collage with more than 1,000 pictures that I choose myself, and I cut them. And it takes about 60 to 70 hours to do one piece of art. So this became another passion. And now I'm really grateful that I can do art and tech together. So
Just in the context, 60 to 70 hours, that's 10 hours a week for 7 weeks. Just so you understand.
I know.
That's 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, for 7 weeks.
It
to
takes
do
me
one.
Exactly.
That's a long fucking time.
Yep.
There's a lot of work into that.
There is a
It's
lot
wild.
of work.
Holy shit.
But I'm not in a rush to finish it. I'm just doing
You're
it,
enjoying
and
it.
I'm enjoying it.
Of course.
Yeah, that's it. I
Nice,
love it.
nice. And where can we find you? Because it's getting late.
On Instagram at KarineClément.world.
KarineClément.world.
Yeah,
KarineClément.world. Nice.
that's my name.
And what about the company?
what-
If people
yeah,
if people want to bring your consulting into their company, what should they do?
Well, they could right now, since I didn't open the market in the United States yet. I want to do it in the next month. I'm working on this side. They can, for now, contact me directly on Instagram, and my email is linked, because if I just say my email, it's going to be too long. But my email is linked to my profile, and it's public. So yes, I'm really open, and I'm always doing preliminary meetings, so I can ask questions.
Like
so
a consultation almost.
Of course.
yeah, so
Yeah.
a small, like 20, 30 minutes, the time that it takes to just know more about a person. So
course.
don't be ashamed. Just ask me questions, and if I can help you just by giving you a tip, I will. So I love
Nice.
people.
Do you have a
And-
website for the business as well?
Yes, it's www.humaiconsultants.com. So
And you spell it HUMAI.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Consultant with a S.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Well, Karine,
And-
it was. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and she's also open to speaking events,
To what?
to speak at different conferences.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
doing some. I'm actually doing one next week, so I'm really excited about it.
Nice. Where?
It's this one will be online.
Okay.
But there will be 3 more in hotels in Laval and different areas
In Quebec.
in Quebec, and I have another one that is not confirmed 100% yet, but with ERSST, which are like the government person who are doing research about work in Quebec. So this, for me, this is one of the thing that I'm the most
Are you
grateful
gonna speak
for.
at the event Sirujan is doing in Quebec? He's doing a massive event with Ryan Serhan is going to be the speaker there.
We talked about this, and no, I am not. I didn't
call him.
focus.
If you want to, you gonna. It's February 15th or whatever. Maybe you're still going to be in Montreal. If you want to, I could maybe give him a call and
We
and,
can definitely
and
talk
work
about
this
this.
up. Yeah, 'cause
Thank
it
you.
could be interesting to learn more about that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe I was more focusing on building step by step, day by day. I go to my goal, but yes, I'm definitely interested into starting showing up outside.
Okay. Well, I can help with that.
Thank you.
This was fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it was
thank
very
you
cool.
both
very
for
cool.
your
Thank you very
time.
much for coming. It was
Thanks to you for
amazing
inviting me.
conversation.
Thank
Yes.
you.
All right. Ciao, everybody.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.